Can you see my head from here? Alright, so I got back yesterday from a trip out to go pick up a chipper shredder about 30 miles away from here. And on the way out there, the gauge in the truck was reading about 10.5, 11 volts. So not good, but made out there. Spoke to the gentleman. It was a used chipper. Came to a deal and started heading back. The truck started up a little bit slow. It was getting warmer, and coming back up the hill here with the electric fan running and not having good voltage, I was a little afraid that the Pertronics was going to give out if I got below 10 volts. So stopped off at a friend's house. He was kind enough to put a battery charger on the truck for a couple hours, and his lovely wife picked us some fresh blueberries. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. I got back home here and pulled out the alternator. So this is the one in there. This is the original one that came with the Lincoln setup. I had a dual pulley on here to run it off of the crank and water pump all at the same time. So pulled that one off in case I need to give this up as a core. I have the original pulley on here. It has some part numbers on here, but I don't know. I'll look them up, see if that's anything original that somebody that's restoring a vehicle might want to, rebuild this one. So it does have the, regular field winding, power, a battery, and I had a ground running on it too. But I'd like to switch over to a one-wire setup. So take you along for the ride, and get a new belt too while we're at it. This one's okay, but I'll put this in the spare pile probably, or throw it in the behind the seat of the truck, just in case it needs some roadside maintenance. So new alternator showed up. Tough stuff. Turn around. Originally came with a single pulley. Bought it from Speedway Motors. I added this double pulley that I had on the factory Ford alternator that was in there. This one has like a powder coating or something on there, and the threads here had the coating in there, and I couldn't get the bolt in properly, so had to run a tap down there to chase those threads to clean them up. Also, this side here, the bolt, the factory one from the Lincoln, did not fit in this side of the alternator, so I had to run a drill, 7/16 drill, down through there, and that cleaned up all the powder coating that was on there, so this now fits in nice and tight. Tight for sure. Yeah. So I'm going to get it back on the engine and wire it up and see how it goes. So mocking up the alternator here. This one was listed as for Ford setup. It definitely has a Ford, front part, but the way the back of the alternator is clocked. See if I can point it out with the screwdriver here. This is the power lead, the battery lead here coming off, and there's the block. So if I get you down a little closer there. So once this is pushed back and the belt's on, it's going to be right there on the block. So that's obviously not going to work. No, let's pull it out, see if I can clock the back of it there and move that over to the other side where my lead is underneath this glove here. It's covered up, but on that side. You can't really see it. You'll have to believe me on that, but it's right down this way. So if I can clock it to get it to come over here, that'll be great. Let's see how that goes. Alright, so I'm no expert on this, but seen a video on YouTube, so let's try it. 4 bolts that run down through the alternator. So loosen it up, pull out. We'll see how this connection is. That's going to rotate the housing on so versus having a wire leaves going on there. Sorry about all that ratchet racket. I'm sure that's probably annoying, but it's got to be done. Oh, maybe I could just rotate it. I'm going to do a 180. That'll put it down on the bottom. Let's do it this way. And that'll put it, let's see if we're like this. That'll put it straight down there, which, I don't know if there's going to be clearance. We're going to go with the full 180. Right there. It's opposite of the top bolt. So tighten it back up and see what happens. This is a little ground lug they give you to use on here. Looks like I'll probably just put it down here. Maybe I'll hide it down over here a little bit more. Let's see how it goes. If it's in the way, I'll just move it. No big deal. Alright. Roll 40 bolts. Get them going for even when it gets down for it. See how it goes. Torque one, and then next 180, torque that one. Moves down smoothly. Hopefully this will work. Keep your fingers crossed. And everything will be fine. Alright, there we go. Alright, alternator's in, belts on, wires hooked up. Can kind of see the ground down, or the power. Yeah, it's really hard to see with the light. Anyway, ground's on there, ready to go. Alright, it's dark in here. Turn the lights on. There we go. Alright, so battery's not fully charged, but it's running about at idle. Is a little low, mostly 12 with the headlights on. It runs about 12 and then up to 13.5 or so for charging. So we'll see how that goes. Better than the old one. Alright, thanks.